Going into what? Shut up is a curse word, bro.
I mean, good.
You might want to check yourself.
Shut the hole.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying, hey, they come up on some money. It's like, yo, we got some money. No, we gotta do the right thing and try to find the owner of this money. Like, God damn, mama, like we broke as shit. You know what I'm saying? You got me and you got me and JJ sleeping in the fold out couch in the front of the goddamn room. You know what I'm saying? Forever. JJ like 35. And but it's cool because your high sense of morality is there, and we've got Black Jesus still. And as long as Michael can still say he believes in Jesus, everything's cool.
This dude is like Richard Gere's character in Pretty Woman. He don't build jack. He just comes in and does what he does. There's a difference.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Welcome. It is your boy Ruben, and of course, one of my men, my mellow AG in the house.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Ah, man, things are beautiful. Mo B will be with us a little bit shortly, but he is going to be joining us today. Yo, man, how was your week?
Well, actually, how was your week? You look the same in the background. Did you not move into your new crib?
No, I don't sign until tomorrow.
What about Monday? You kept talking about Monday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Monday.
Oh, you mean like tomorrow? I thought you meant like last week.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, and then I'm moving Saturday. I'm physically moving myself Saturday.
Okay,
into
sweet.
it to live. So, yeah, I mean, took a did the walkthrough on it on Saturday with the folks. Folks came
so
down.
you did close though, right?
Closes tomorrow. I do a
You did the walkthrough on the same day as the closing. No?
You sometimes can.
Okay.
But we're not closing at the house. So
okay.
So we did the walkthrough, and there's stuff that I knew. I get to do a lot of caulking, so that'll be fun. To stand up on a ladder and spray the little gun into the crevices.
Hope you got life insurance, sir.
My work
is your
has
life
insurance.
underwritten?
Huh?
Is your life underwritten? So if you fall off the ladder, somebody's good.
I mean, all my bills get paid. Yeah.
You'll be fine, sir.
I'm not worried about it.
Enjoy.
I mean, whatever. But nah, that's tomorrow. So tomorrow is the day that will forever live in infamy. So
infamy? It's a good thing.
Oh, I'm excited about it.
You used
very excited. I did. Because that means
it's not Pearl Harbor, sir.
Nah, but I will officially be an adult tomorrow.
You've been an adult for quite a while, sir.
I know, but for me,
you're an all the way mature adult with all the trappings and debt to show.
Well, I don't know about the mature part, but definitely the debt will be there tomorrow.
Yes.
But the mature part depends who you talk to and what day you talk to them. But yeah, what's the bedroom situation? 3 bedroom. Well, yeah, 3 bedrooms. There are 3 rooms. How about that? We'll say that. There are 3 separate rooms. One of them will not be a bedroom though. It's kind of small. So that'll be an office. That'll probably be where I'll be doing the show next week from.
Sweet.
So yeah, all this will be gone. And yeah. I mean, I'm excited, but it's one of those things. Until I get keys in my hand, it's only mostly done. So
tomorrow's the day, sir.
Yeah, gotta make sure I'm not late.
Sign your name in blood tomorrow.
I know, right? I was actually gonna do is like prick myself tomorrow. So I was gonna do my whole diabetes test there and just be like, and just sign in blood. But that might be kind of nasty. So, you know, we'll do. Everybody's like, it's gonna take like 2 hours. I was like,
I heard closings are pretty long.
yeah,
It can take a little while.
my brother would say it would take forever. My realtor is like, it should take like a half hour. It's like, what?
I don't believe that.
I don't know.
If it only takes you a half an hour to close, you give me a call so I can use them.
Oh, I mean, I'll give you the hookup, man. She's awesome.
I believe it, but not unless it's that half hour thing's true, because usually closings are an hour or more.
Well, the fun part about it, I would say, going through this process, is I felt like I was signing something, electronically signing shit every week. Cause like if you like, for any reason, like, we need you to sign this. So you read it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Or, hey, we need, like, for instance, they go through your checking account with a, thanks, Nick, with a 5-2 cone. Hey, man, what'd you get this money for? You need to sign for that. What? You all up in my business, but they all up in your business, like, literally. So, you know, it's crazy. Like, they want to know how much, they want to know how much you make. You got to give them like 5 years of pay stubs and all this other stuff. I'm exaggerating, but once you think you're like done giving them shit, hey, we need this too. I'm like, why didn't you ask me for that last week? Well, we didn't know we needed it until this week. What the fuck? Whatever. Take it. But it is what it is. But no, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It was good to see the house again, and the folks gave the thumbs up on it. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, that's that was a big thing. And my little brother was there too. He gave thumbs up. So
Sweet.
the family said it was cool. Not that it mattered, but the family said it was cool. It's good.
It matters.
I mean, it does, but
You've grown, but it matters.
I'm still gonna buy that damn house.
That's what I'm saying. You've grown, but it still matters.
Yeah. What about you, man? How was your week?
It wasn't bad. It was good to have a few days off.
I was gonna say you didn't. Yeah, you didn't work for it. You say you had a couple of days off last week. So everything good? Life is beautiful?
Always.
You do something fun?
Yeah, not go to work. It's always fun to me, man.
I mean, I can't be mad at that.
Well, even if you were, it wouldn't matter. I'm just saying. I don't enjoy going to work. I do enjoy looking at my wife's butt. That's pastime for me. She's got nice feet too, man. If I had a foot thing, I'd be in trouble, bro.
So she has nice feet, but you don't have a foot thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, because the thing is, she's got nice everything, but I key on one thing.
Yeah.
But it's always cool to have like dinner and dessert 2 or 3 times. So it's like, just a bonus, man. It's like a bonus. It's like getting paid $10 million a year and then getting $10 million for free. Just saying.
It's funny that you mentioned feet. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Because we got some hard hitting stuff going on today. But you've been watching this tournament, this NCAA tournament?
Absolutely.
At all?
I have.
I mean, how do you feel about the UFC fight called Duke versus Tennessee yesterday?
I thought that we played well based on who we were playing, because I was already on notice with Tennessee because Lauren and I watched Tennessee play Auburn earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew they were scrappy, but I knew they would turn the ball over. But the funniest thing happened was everything I expected them to do as far as having flaws, there were none. They were stronger and tougher because they were older. But, I thought we played well based on getting smacked in the face. And it was on accident. It wasn't like it was something that he did on purpose. Their big man didn't play well. He made himself unavailable the entire game. But I thought based on what Tennessee gave us, I thought we played well. Obviously it was not enough, but Tennessee's no joke, man. But I don't think they're, based on what I saw and based on me following them after the Auburn game that we saw earlier in the year, they're not real consistent. And I don't think they're going to go farther than the Sweet 16, honestly. But we'll see. You never know, man, because it's not like you're playing every day. So they might catch fire next whenever, and guess what? So, but yeah, man, Kansas lost. I thought they were. I mean, I watched the first 5 or 6 minutes we watched last night. I was like, this game's over. And then Lauren's like, Kansas lost. What? Kansas lost. And then she was like, did you see the bulletin board and the whiteboard? I said, what are you talking about? Purdue lost. Purdue who? Man, I was like, wow. So the tournament has lived up to the billing, which it always does. I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. It's a lot of good basketball being played by a lot of teams that no one ever knows.
It is March Madness for real, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
For reals.
There's no time off, man.
Marquette went down today.
I thought they might. Yeah.
Number 2 seed.
Yeah.
Izzo was like, come on, player.
And see, Michigan State has been like sketchy all season long.
All season.
But today they showed up. Or either that or Marquette didn't. One of the two. I didn't see the game.
I didn't either. But which proves that Izzo plays the regular season to get his team ready for the tournament.
I don't think so. I don't think he had a very good team.
Well, but I'm saying, yeah, they are where they should be right on time for the tournament, I would say. They didn't win the Big Ten tournament, but they were playing much better, especially, well, let me change that. That's incorrect. Because after the situation that happened in Michigan State, they lost like 3 in a row. And then they won a couple games at the end of the season, and they won a game, I believe, in the Big Ten tournament, and then they lost. So, I mean, yeah, I guess Michigan State's kind of surprising some people.
They are. But again, like I was trying to tell you and everybody else about UNC before they lost to Duke in the championship for the ACC, it's like, I don't expect, even if they went to the tournament, they're going to get spanked. They are not playing well. You cannot be in late February and March playing poorly. You can't. I mean, you can if you want to, but you're not going very far. So just saying. But again, the tournament is based on one game, 2 games every weekend. And if you happen to be good for 3 days, then that's great. You'll win. But eventually your luck will run out because the further you go, the more sound you have to be from a basketball and coaching standpoint, or from a player coaching standpoint. And man, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, like the Fairleigh Dickinson win over Purdue. I watched probably the last 10 minutes of that game. And the way they were just fronting, they were doing work on the 7-footer, man. I mean, it was the tallest guy on their team was 6'6". So, but they had one guy in the back, one guy in the front, and they were just being little gnats flying around the big dude's head, and poof. Next thing you know, he getting smacked. And then Purdue apparently just can't win in the first round, man. Like if your seed has like 2 digits behind it, in front of it, they can't beat you. I don't know what their deal is, but they cleared, because that last 2 minutes was like possibly some of the worst basketball I've seen Purdue play. Like, I mean, horrible. Like they're giving the ball up and not hustling and all this other stuff, man. Like there was one scene where the ball's coming and there's 4 Purdue guys, and the one FD guy went in between all 4 of them and got the ball. They just weren't hustling. They were just like, oh, it's coming to us because we're the number 1 seed and we deserve it. Nah, player. FDU was like, nah, not today. Which is funny because, FDU paid in the first 4.
Oh, yeah. So they barely got in, or a bubble team or whatever?
Well, no, interesting story behind it. They won that automatic bid, but they lost their conference championship.
How you get an automatic bid without winning your conference?
Because the team they played the conference championship is transitioning to Division 1, so they were ineligible for the NCAA tournament.
Ooh.
So they lost their championship game, but they got the automatic bid because they won, that other team won, and that sort of thing. They lost, and now they've won 2 in a row. These cats have gotten hot, man. I mean, Jersey City, stand up. There's always some Jersey City team, man. A couple years ago was St. Peter's, and this year is FDU. I mean, I guess what it is now is if you get a team from Jersey City, you better put your foot on their neck and leave it there, or they're going to come back and get you.
Because I know where that is, Jersey City, Hoboken area, not the good part. And I'm telling you, those kids ain't scared of nothing. So just letting you know.
Yeah. So, excited for the rest of the tournament. My bracket's jacked up. But
everybody's bracket's jacked up, man.
Nah, I mean like jacked up.
Everybody's bracket is. Who thought Arkansas was going to beat Kansas last night, bro?
Yeah.
Besides nobody.
And that's why I picked to win it all. Kansas.
Ooh, yeah. Good luck with that. They probably picked themselves to win it all. But Things happen, man. I'm telling you, things happen.
Cool. So let's get this party started. So, first segment of the day. Everybody around here asking questions. So I decided I'm gonna ask some damn questions. You know. So this segment is literally called the 3 hardest questions right now. And when Moby gets here, he might get lucky and not have to answer them. But if he does, he will. So the first one is AG.
Yes.
Can you please give me your opinion about reparations?
Reparations, number one, they're not ever going to happen. People in power aren't used to paying bills. They're not used to paying any bills. They're used to spending up stuff, resources, finances, money, human resources, and it's all for free. Do I think we should get it? Sure. On a small scale, from land being stolen, or policy being written that's obviously meant to steal land from black and brown. So yeah, I agree. But people in power aren't in the fashion of giving away power. They aren't in the fashion of doing anything that would suggest that they're terrible people. Which, if you give away reparations, you're telling the world that we're awful, have been, still are, and you can never escape it. Lauren and I were watching Sunday Morning today, and there was a story about this place right outside of Orlando, Florida, just stealing land. Now they don't have a leg to stand on because they did it legally, but the person who did it and the way they did it, it was genius, and it was also diabolical. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's my dichotomy on reparations. It's never going to happen, but it should, and it doesn't stop with black people. Let me get that straight first, because there's a Native American out there that's owed a whole lot, and I ain't gonna say more than black people, but I'm telling you, man, they were here first, and they have a reservation, and everything that comes along with it. And anytime the government decides they want something, they go to that reservation, break the law and agreement that they made to get what they want, and then they leave and leave the Native Americans with less than what they had, and then want them to feel grateful that they have it. Are you effing serious? So yeah, that's how I feel about reparations.
Did you hear about the situation in California that they're talking about paying black people reparations in California?
In San Francisco? Absolutely. We talked about it today. Lauren and I talked about it today because obviously she keeps me up on all this stuff, and it's not going to happen.
But they say like $5 million per person or something crazy.
Dude, the number based on everything would be astronomical. It's not going to happen because, see, I'm going to tell you like I told her. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen either. Right?
You know, white America can always find a reason not to do something right. And you talking about reparations for a city that's already underwater? It's never going to happen.
Yeah, because I was watching. Yeah, go ahead.
We was talking about Joe Biden was allowed to bail out the bank in Silicon Valley, but they taken them to court over forgiving student loans. Are you serious right now, bro? And these are the same people you trust with giving away reparations at any level? Man, if we get 10 cents in a bottle of Henny, we'd be lucky. Guess what? It's not going to happen, sir.
Which I thought was hilarious because last time I checked, and I think I know my history pretty decently, California got nothing to do with slavery at all. Now,
no, they were never a slave state, but the bottom line is everything else I said. Their policies, the right policies, all that stuff. It's awful, man.
Yeah, the LAPD doesn't help them at all.
No, because they're racist too. Even though they have black and brown on the force, that doesn't mean that you're not fundamentally a racist group. I mean, I don't mean to be all Moby about it, but it's still true. So it is what it is. Now, do I feel like you need to defund the police? No, I want the police to have more money so they can do their jobs and people can get paid for what they're worth. However, it doesn't change the fact that you're freaking like you're the Klan with no sheet. You just got a badge, which makes you legal, which makes you more dangerous. So I'm just like, come on, man. Ain't nobody dumb. Do y'all need more training? Sure, you need more training, but are you really going to enforce that? No, because see, we scare black people because all black men especially are between 5'9" and 6'10", 240, and we were at every place there was a bank robbery, and we scare every white woman in the world. And every time we get shot, is some cop going to be in court talking about I was afraid for my life, and the mostly white jury is going to be like, he had to have a chance to go home, not guilty. So yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I always thought it was funny how, the police, some of the police, because it's not all of them, it's just some of them. It's like,
you're cute.
No, I mean it is just it's some of them. It's not all of them, but like you said, I fear for my life, and you to do with the gun.
Doesn't matter. Black people scare people. Black people are scary, bro.
Apparently.
OB.
Oh no.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, black people scare me. Because see, I'm 5'5", and I scare white women all the time. Mo B, how tall are you, Mo B? 6'3"?
Yeah, something like that. Around there.
He is terrifying. He might be
description though.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
They always say it's a black man between 5 feet and 7 feet.
Oh, see, it's 7 feet now. I thought it was 6'10". I just said 6'10" before you got on. So yeah, man, it's just like we're horrifying people. Just saying.
Okay. Well, it's good you popped in, Moby, because we had just finished the first question of the hard-hitting questions of right now. What's your opinion about reparations?
Exactly. He didn't have to say words.
I mean, what's there to have opinion about? Like, all right, first of all, logistically, how would it be done?
Well, just like before you got on, Ruben was saying San Francisco offering $5 million per.
Yeah.
The pregnant pause says it all.
I mean, and this maybe because like I just understand how numbers work. Let's say in some magical dream world, like they did manage to give them people $5 million.
It would cost $600,000 per non-black person. They've already done the numbers.
It would cost $600,000
per non-black person in the state of California.
So basically, between black and brown, you're saying it's going to cost between $600,000 and $5 million. Is that what you're saying per person?
No. So like to pay for it, to pay the $5 million per black person, I guess that would qualify. It would be $600,000 per non-black person.
Non-black people include brown. That's a problem already.
Well, I mean, the other brown people, because
AOC gonna show her true colors after that.
But yeah, that's what they said, and I was kind of just like, yeah,
man. You know how many white people will be trying to claim they third uncle? Like, hey, that nigga was light skinned in the motherfucker, so like I got to get a chunk of this. Like,
exactly, and he's not wrong. That's true.
Do you know how much inflation would happen? Like, cause there ain't no way the government is about to put black people in a financial position to be like ahead of the game. Just no way.
Shut down Hollywood.
What I tell you, people in power aren't in the fashion of giving away power.
Yeah,
I just told you that.
No, it's funny.
Just saying.
So, all right, cool. All right. Question number 2. So, what does being a champion of any type mean to you, Moby?
I mean, you can't say a champion of any type and ask me to define it. That's a champion of any type. Well, I could be a champion for women's issues, and that's different than being a champion of a basketball game. Like,
I mean, yeah, because see, I didn't want to specifically put it on like one thing because, for instance, you're good at basketball, I'm not. So like we would have different views on what type of thing that means. But like you said, you could be a champion for women's views, and I could be like, nah, whatever.
But those are two different. I mean, like, there's no way to define champion if you're not going to be specific to what the topic pertains to.
Well, but
I just don't know how to answer the question. I guess that's what I'm saying. Maybe the question is too high level for me because I don't get it. Maybe you should start with AG, and maybe I can like piggyback off what he says and be like, yeah.
Trading places. I love that. What I was going to ask you, Ruben, was, are you talking about the champion of like an athletic endeavor, or are you saying like
of any endeavor? Of any endeavor. So like, if you wanted to be a champion for something else in your life, what would that look like to you?
Well, it would look like a lot of preparation, execution over time, and then you're going to win. It's that simple. It's that simplistic to me. Anytime I've done it myself, anytime I've seen it, it always occurs the same way. Somebody has an idea, they make a plan, they execute the plan over and over and over again until it happens. And it always does, as long as you're willing to adjust, but it always does. So that's what it looks like. And then after that, the journey is probably more fun than the actual trophy, because now you're looking at doing something else. What's next? So, but it does feel good. Make you feel a little bit better.
Cool. So you want to bring in your now, Moby?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good definition.
All right.
I mean, I guess he's right. I mean, just that is, I guess, a generalized description of winning in general. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that question was way too next level for me, or maybe I'm just not a champion. I don't know.
You're a champion. You got a family. You got a house, and you're still in it. There's a lot of things that you do that I've just, like you said, generalized. Y'all have a plan. You have a plan for yourself. Winner has a plan for herself, and y'all go individual routes to get to the same place together, and you find yourself where you are. You've mentioned it many, many times in certain ways, but it's all the same.
So I'm out here winging this shit every day, so I'm glad you think I got a plan.
It doesn't have to be this elaborate plan. It could be like, girl, how are we gonna make the mortgage this month? Because of thus and so. Like for me, I can say this now. Can I say this now? Can I talk about you? All right. For me, winning is getting through the day with my wife not saying, I feel cancer pain, or being motivated enough to go to work to keep that insurance, because her cancer cost like about $350,000 to date. I don't have that money. Are you serious? But the plan is to keep a cool head and take it as it comes. Don't freak out. And I don't mean to be, we talked about this a couple of days ago. It's like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but if she lives, that's great. And if she dies, it's part of life. But in the middle, be present. That's hard to do. But you make a plan, you execute the plan well enough, and you adjust, and you stay liquid, and you win.
Yeah. Sometimes that's just winning in itself.
Exactly. And my life has gone from what am I going to do 10 years in a 10-year span to I'm going to just make it to the next moment. I'm going to just make it to the next appointment. I'm just going to make it to the next you're cancer free. I'm just going to make it to the next we good until 2 years from then. Then I can say, well, maybe next year, 5 years, like maybe in 5 years, because my life is based on her illness. And so I'm like, that's still winning to me. If I can get through the day and stay focused enough to do what I have to do and to support her in what she needs to say or do or what have you, and still not be so dependent on how I feel and my desire to express it, and be surgical about what I do express, I have won for the day. So that's winning, because it's still everything I said to start with.
All
Man,
right.
you just broke that down way above my head, and it made sense. So
I appreciate that.
Way to be a champion.
See, I won again. I'm winning, man.
Well, I mean, to me, that's important because, like, and the way you broke it down is super important because there are a lot of people who don't feel like they win every day. But, you know, me personally, I feel like you win every day you wake up.
Yeah, truth. And for some people, that's not a virtual statement. That's an actual statement.
Actual statement. And I mean, because it's great to have plans until you don't. So good stuff. I like it. All right. And question number 3. Do you have any type of fetishes that you wish you didn't have? Or are you wishing that there was a fetish that you don't have and you want it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt you.
Oh, that's fine. Did everybody understand the question?
I think.
So the question is, I'll repeat it again because I know it's kind of convoluted. So the question is, do you have a fetish that you wish you didn't have? And if you don't have any fetishes, is there a fetish that you wish you had?
I'm gonna go ahead and say this is the whole thing with me. I tell people this all the time. This is why porn is bad. Okay, I'm gonna start there so everybody's like got their ears open. This is why porn is bad. And really, when I was growing up, porn was hard to come by, bro. If you didn't have a dad that had a tape lying around, or like my wife's dad had a locker full of Playboys, and I'm like, and my dad had, he had one tape I watched on the QT, and it was just like, if you didn't have that, porn was hard to come by. So basically, if you were heterosexual, you just understood a heterosexual, in my case, boy, you understood that boobs are hot and ass is hot too. That's what you understood, right? Because in a magazine or in like mid-range porn, it's just like basic sex or basic nudity. Nowadays, you whip out your phone and the world is your oyster, if you want to call it that. And you will find out that there are some things that actually turn you on that you do not want the world to know. And that's the honest truth. So to answer your question,
creating fetishes now, man.
Well, no, I don't think they do. I think it's always been there.
No, but what I mean, but just like you said, like you will find you can stumble into something that you didn't even know turned you on, and you would have had no access to even know it turned you on.
Yes, yes. And that's my major thing with telling people the dangers of pornography, because if you like I said, man, if you have a phone, you can see it all day long and you can see it for free. And the way the internet is set up, using the power for evil, and you not having to, you can wipe your steps a lot easier, so no one knows where you've been, and it looks normal, and it doesn't look like you hit anything. I'm telling you right now, bro, pornography at the level that it is now will bring things out of you that you didn't know that you wanted, or didn't know that would turn you on. Because fetishizing things, it's just so easy. Now, I have the things that I like to do, and I knew that before porn was like so easy. I knew that. But nowadays, it's like, ooh, for real? And then you looking at yourself side-eyed. So like I said, man, that's the complete answer to your question from my point of view. Now, are there some fetishes out there you said some fetishes out there that you wish you had? That sounds like partner specific to me. It does. Like if you have a partner, male, female, whatever it is, and they like doing something, but you don't, but you want to please your partner and you wish you wanted to, stuff like that.
I mean, when you put it that way, yeah, I guess that is partner specific.
Like if your partner likes like foot play, but all you think about is toe jam, then there's a problem there.
But if you like foot play, regardless of what your partner likes, then that's something that you personally like. Now, if your partner ain't down with that, then
Well, again, it's the problem.
But that doesn't mean your fetish goes away. It just means that your partner ain't down with it.
No, but what your question was, is there a fetish that you wish you had? And that's what I'm answering.
Oh, and also, is there a fetish that you currently have? That was part of it too. That was the first part.
There are some things that I know for a fact that I'm like, it's not bad. But I don't really. Can you?
AG, you have never been such a politician about any answer. You're giving a whole bunch of words with no answer. You are super vague right now. Yeah, you know what? There are some things that I'm into.
No, what I said.
We're not going to be specific, even though that was what the question.
No, I told you I wasn't going to tell you what it was. I'm not going to tell you what it is. There's no way I'm telling you what it is because, see, first of all, I'm letting you two fuckers off the hook to start with. Second, I'm telling you,
you let me off the hook.
Oh, you don't have to say what I have to say, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. But I'm telling you, there are some things that I'm like, that's not bad, but I'm like, I'll never tell, ever.
Can we at least get one?
No. Now I will say, let's see, what kind of fetish do I have this like?
It don't have to be sexual. There are other.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm about to say, like, the first thing I thought of had nothing to do with sex.
Yeah, you went down the rabbit hole, man.
No, what I'm saying
had
to
nothing to do with sex.
Okay, I tell you what, I don't have any fetishes that are non-sexual.
Okay, see, that's interesting.
Not one. All of my fetishes are sexual in orientation. Hence my answer.
All right.
See, now I got to go to work and people will be like, yo, man, what you like?
That means you're not telling them because you ain't going to tell us.
I ain't going to tell nobody.
I almost feel like you're going to say what mine is. Is it even a fetish?
Now, see, we have to define fetish.
I was just about to say, maybe we should define what fetish is.
Now, being that you said what you said, your question was really vague based on what you just said. Because see, you just said, now see, when you say fetish,
because fetish is typically, I'm about to say fetish is typically associated with sex. I just assumed based on the messenger that's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, you do pearl clutch, so I guess that wouldn't be you.
Hold on, I feel like I need to look up the definition of fetish. Actually, no, man, I think we wrong, man. The first definition that pops up: a form of sexual desire in which gratification is strongly linked to a particular object or activity. So maybe I was wrong for not thinking about sex.
Like I said, man, I don't have a fetish that is not sexual, and fetish is sexual. Because like some people like, and I am not mad at them. I mean, like I told you earlier, my wife's got great feet. And when she puts on a pump, it's over. I objectify her in all sorts of ways. I promise you I do. But I'm telling you, there are certain things that she wears or does that I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Wow. Okay. Just saying.
See, I guess I was thinking about what the second definition of fetish is: an inanimate object worshipped for its supposed magical powers or because it is considered to be inhabited by a spirit.
I never heard that one before. Wow, that's deep. That's almost Wiccan. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess mine wasn't like Wiccan form. Like I have, it's at my grandma's house, but I took a picture when I was like maybe a year old in a sweater, and there's a teddy bear at my grandma's house that still has that sweater on now, and like it's been offered many times for my grandma been trying to get rid of it, and I'm just like, nah, don't get rid of it because that was a fly ass sweater. And I just won't let it go. Like, I mean, if it's sad. The first thing I would think about if my grandma passed away would be, I gotta go get that teddy bear. I gotta get that sweater.
do you think that it's special in some way other than emotional?
No, I don't know. I don't even know, man. It's just like if I go to my grandma's house and I go to that room, that back room, if I don't see that bear with the sweater on, like I almost panic. Like I'm like, where the fuck is my sweater at? Like,
but see, that's why I'm trying to differentiate. Is because right now it seems like it's your version of a whoopee, or like a security blanket. That's not a fetish.
well, like I said, based on the second, I think it is, because it's not that I think that's magical powers. I just feel like I almost feel like that teddy bear with that sweater on, like protects my grandma's house.
And that's a fetish thing.
To me, it's like that sweater is like I'm always there.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a fetish thing, non-sexual. Absolutely, it's a fetish based on the sexual.
But literally, when you said that question, that was the first thing I thought about. I was like, that damn sweater, man. Like, this fly ass sweater, man.
Hey, man. Is it a Letterman sweater?
Oh man, it's just like a white sweater, had like a red stripe and green at the bottom. It's just an old school fly. I probably look like a little ass old man.
Like a cardigan?
Kind of. It's that same material.
Okay.
But you had it when you were 1.
Yeah, there's a picture. The pictures in the room too, with me with the sweater on, and then the teddy bear is there. So I guess my mom was just like, she didn't want to get rid of that sweater, so she just put it on a teddy bear, and it's still there. Been there for 39 years.
So yes, Ruben, you have to make sure you define something before people start answering.
I'm
not going to take away my answer. I'm just letting you know.
I don't know if there's any fetish I wish I had, because the definition of fetish to me always has a negative connotation. And the reason I say it has a negative connotation is because in many ways, when people have a fetish, that's something that kind of has control of you. And I'm kind of a control freak when it comes to myself. So I don't necessarily want anything. To me, when I hear fetish, I hear addiction at the same time. And I don't want that. Like it's weird. Like, you brought up the feet thing. Like I know guys who are like hardcore foot fetish people. Like there literally women out here who make money taking pictures of their feet, and people will spend money.
Lots of money.
There's some women who will take pictures in underwear, and guys will spend money for her to mail those underwear to him.
And you can't wash them. Don't wash them.
Those are, and this is not coming from a place of judgment, but I'm just like, man, I don't want something to have hold of me like that. So I don't know if I want any. Like I got enough of my own quirks. I don't need any extra ones, man.
Truth.
And it's funny, like when AG talks about porn, it's just like, yo, I don't want that problem, man. Like I don't want the problem of like exploring and finding new things that you're into. Because all right, totally gonna take the conversation to another place. But we've talked about it before, where I said there's a part of me that has a large form of sympathy towards pedophiles. And the reason I say that is because I can't imagine looking at little kids and being turned on by that. Like I can't imagine how much of a curse that is, because most pedophiles know what they're feeling is not a social norm. It's not accepted. But at the same time, we look at them and go, oh, you nasty person. I'm thinking, yeah, but just like AG said, everybody got something that they into. And when you into it, there ain't no way you could turn that shit off. Like there's nothing that's going to happen to that pedophile that's turned on by some 9-year-old boy or girl that's going to ever make them turn that shit off, whether they want to or not. And I would never want to experience. I would, if I was forced to experience that for a day, that would be my last day. I couldn't deal with it. I would out myself, man. I just straight up, because I just can't imagine having something like that constantly running through your head. So yeah, when you say more fetishes, I'm good on fetishes. I'm good. I don't need no extra quirks, man.
The truth,
and this ain't coming from a place of judgment at all, because I'm fully acknowledging, just like AG said, we all got some shit that we are into that we're just like, why the fuck am I into it? And I don't necessarily want to tell anybody that I'm into it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Those are the 3 hardest questions of right now. AG, what you got for us?
Auntie is what I got. You know what? I want to try to keep up with the rules. I try to, I think I do a pretty good job at when I learn them, I can, implement them in my life and make sure that everybody feels comfortable. But when some of the most powerful Black women in the world lost their minds because Angela Bassett was called auntie, I'm at a loss for words. I'm like, that is one of the most respectful things. Well, I'll say this for Black women anyway. I'm not going to say I don't know, what's going on with all the other ethnic groups or racial groups, but where I come from, you call somebody auntie, that's love and respect, automatic. It's almost like being a sage. And if the rules are changed, I don't know what happened between when it was cool and when it's all of a sudden not cool. But I find it hard not to call the women that I love that are not part of my family those types of terms. And I was talking to Lauren about it the other day, and she was tripping. And I was like, girl, don't trip, because I've been reamed for saying ma'am. Ma'am apparently is not cool anymore, I guess. I don't know, depending on who you talk to. But I think my thing is I'm running out of places to navigate and hide from whatever I'm not supposed to say. And it's getting to be a frustrating thing. So that's all I really had. It's like, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I know how I felt about it. And to make, Michael B. Jordan, I forgot who else said it, feel bad for showing love and respect.
Jonathan Majors.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't feel good about where we're going sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I don't really feel good about it. So, because I mean, if they know her and they love and respect her, especially in the Black community, I don't know. So that's what I got. It's kind of open-ended and it's certainly inconclusive, but I did feel some type of way about that whole thing.
No, can we unpack that some more? Can somebody explain to me what? God, man, I feel like every time I talk, it comes out as I am sexist. because I what I wanted to say is, like, can somebody explain to me in this day and age what we can say to any woman that isn't offensive?
Well, they're actually different.
Because what I was gonna say is, like, it's like I am very good at following quote unquote rules. I mean, when you growing up playing sports, you learn rules, you learn what you can do, you learn this is a foul, this is traveling, this is a penalty. I'm good once I know what the rules are. The problem is this moving goalpost and how the rules change all the time makes me not want to play the game, because I'm just like, yo, when I talk, it shouldn't be like a verbal game of Uno in which I need to ask everybody at the table first, hey, can I throw 3 5s down if I got them, or can I only put 1 down? Can I double up on that draw too? Like, I don't want conversation to feel like we talked about before, a game of Uno in which the rules change depending on who's in the room. Because nobody gets offended. Well, I mean, I say nobody because I don't know everybody, but I ain't never heard no group of guys get offended. Remember when it was not that long ago, a few years ago, Denzel Washington had that real thick mustache and everybody used that picture of him as a meme and everybody was calling him Unc? Nobody got offended. Nobody was like, hey, you can't call him Unc. He is an acting legend. Nobody was out there caping for him like that, because Who was offended? I told y'all before, I go to the basketball court at the YMC. Everybody calls me OG now. I don't know when that transition happened. I went from being a dude playing basketball to now I'm the old head on the court. I didn't get offended when people started calling me OG. I was just like, well, shit, I guess I'm just the old nigga on the court now. Like, that's just my role now. Like, and honestly, I don't think none of the young dudes out there mean it as a term of disrespect. They like 20 something. I'm 40. They like, when I was 20 something, I thought 40 was old as shit too. Like, why this old nigga on the court still? Like, tell OG to get off. Tell OG he got next.
Then after you drop a couple threes in their face, they think differently.
I'm about to say, and first of all, nobody calls the old dude at the court OG that ain't good. So to me, it was a term of respect. It was like, all right, they respecting that I'm still okay at this game. Like when somebody called somebody who is in the same field, obviously has as much respect and admiration, says auntie, why on earth is anybody offended by that? She's clearly old enough to be their mother, hence old enough to be their auntie. I thought auntie was a term of endearment because it's family. Like, what the fuck am I allowed to say now in which somebody's not going to get upset with me? Well, and what I really want to say, what can I say to a woman now? Because I've had to intentionally start catching myself because I used to say female a lot. And then somebody was like, hey, female's a bit demeaning because nobody ever calls a guy male. And I thought about it. I'm like, you're right. I don't call a guy male. Maybe female. So I've been trying to clean that up out of my language. Say, hey, I'm not going to say female. I'm going to say woman. Because I can't call a girl because that's offensive too. I can't call her auntie because somebody might get upset. I can't. What am I allowed to call them now, man? Like, first of all, you're changing my pronouns. Now you're making it so I don't even know what term of endearment to give you. Like, do I have to, like, in the hip hop culture, we do this whole thing where it's pause or say no homo. Do I have to say no disrespect before I say something? Because everybody knows if I say no disrespect, that usually means I'm about to say something disrespectful afterwards. So can somebody please tell me what are the rules of engagement when I am addressing any woman? Do I just have to say, hey, I just got to call every woman by her name and just no pronoun, no substitute, no nickname, no catchy phrase, just whatever her name is, say that. And I can't put Miss or Mrs. because if I don't know their marital status, I might offend them there too.
Well, I got an answer for you as far as what you can call it, because Ava DuVernay made a list on Twitter of what you can call her, and auntie is not on the list. But you know what was funny? I laughed at you. Queen was. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Queen was on the list, and I laughed at you. I laughed at you so hard. I was like, we just talked about this.
So,
oh man.
My opinion is very simple. Chris Rock told us this years ago, in one of his stand-ups, when the kid calls grandmama mom and then mama Pam. The problem is that, unfortunately, and I'll probably get lambasted, and that's what it is. A lot of our parents are now young. So if you don't grow up, what they say, the community raise a child.
Takes a village.
Takes a village to raise a child. If you don't get raised in a village like that, then that's just stuff you don't know. And then when you're 18 or 19 and your mom's 38 or 35, she probably doesn't feel that she is old enough to be called somebody's aunt. She probably thinks she's still spry, can go to the club, get down with the get down, and they use that term as an aunt as a term of disrespect because you're basically saying she's old. And it doesn't really matter what age or, what generation or whatever. No woman ever likes to be called old. That's always been that way, But see, the thing about it is, and I see you over there, movie, but the thing about it is when your child is not being raised by a village, they don't get that type of learning, or they don't learn that respect that we have all grown up with, and we all pass down or continue to use on our daily, and that's the problem, right? Because if mama's 35 and kid's 18, no, once again, circumstances are circumstances. It happened, is what it is. But if she wasn't raised, with in a village, and the kid's not raised in a village, then I mean, a lot of the stuff that we learn, because we have a lot of aunts, or we were raised in a village, family close, the whole thing. I mean, because we had all that growing up, this generation, or even the generation before that, may not necessarily have that. So they look at it differently. Yes, is it crazy that all these women are getting upset? Yeah, but I guarantee all those women getting upset are under 40. Because anyone over 40 understands that is a term of endearment.
That's not true, because Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King were the two of the three ringleaders of all this.
And Oprah Winfrey has no children at all. And I don't know what Gayle King's got. I mean, Oprah barely got a husband, or does she? I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. But that's the whole thing, right? Because I am pretty sure that Angela Bassett is all about it, or she would have came out. And they look up to her, because in the picture they clearly look up to her. She had her hands on her shoulder, like, these are my boys, because that's probably what she even said. These are my boys.
I mean,
and that's the whole thing.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with anything you said. I was about to go to what AG said, like, no, because there's a lot of old ass people who are leading the charge on this, but I feel like other people need to stop trying to be offended for other people.
Yeah.
And Angela Bassett was in a movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, about an older woman
30 years ago.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and she was old then.
In that movie is well loved by Black women.
She was old then.
Yes.
Like, when we look at Angela Bassett now, and we like, if somebody says, I'm about to say, like, generally, now if they said grandma, get it. All right, we going too far. Auntie, like, I thought auntie was just a differentiate generation. Like, if there's a dude that's 10 to 15 years older than me, I might refer to him as Unc, because we are not of the same generation. I'm not saying he old. I'm just saying I know I am a generation behind that guy.
I respect what they've been through. And stuff like that.
Now, if I say old man, all right, maybe that's offensive. But then again, guys don't get shamed for age, so I understand that is an apples to orange thing, because most guys aren't necessarily persecuted for getting old. But women seem to, like, look, I got a mom that don't even want to be called grandma. She lied about her age so much she forgot how old I was. She still argues with me to this day about how old I am. I'm not lying, AG. I wish I could make this shit up. She still don't. She argued with me for a whole year one time about how old I was. I was like, Mom, I had to literally make her do the math. I'm like, Mom, you remember what year I was born, right? Let's do the math on that. She had been lying about her age so long that she just forgot how old I was. Like, she's lied about her age so long that eventually we're gonna be the same age.
And you know what's interesting with that, right? Is because there are certain, I would, at least in my life, I could say there are certain women who are not my mother, who, for whatever reason, has treated me like I am their child. And I've called Tico's mom my mom. I've called her mom, but I ain't calling her by her first name, because that's disrespectful as hell. And that's the thing, right? See,
I wanted to wrestle with this too, because I did hear that too, that auntie was used by white people to demean black women. But
we've been using the word auntie since I've been alive. Clearly, we haven't stopped.
I mean, once again, if people are, if they're going to be a group of people who take it to this place, who say, "Hey, it's offensive because white people use it to demean black women," I need all these same people to put on their cape, jump off of a building, and fly towards every black person that says nigga, and just be like, "You can't do that," because I challenge you to listen to any song made by a black person on any radio station in which that word isn't used 67 goddamn times. Hook. But
And like,
so
so
trying
what
to
happens?
cancel them people.
So what happens now if Angela Bassett comes out and says, "What is wrong with all of y'all?"
I don't know. She hadn't said anything about it that I know of.
But you know what? She also probably feels like, for what? What do I need to say anything for? Y'all dumb. Our relationship is our relationship. You ain't in it, so you don't know shit. So like, whatever. Just like if for some reason, let's just say, I'm hanging at Tico's house, and somebody in the family comes over that I don't know. But if I call Tico's mom, they look at me like I'm crazy. I look at them like, what do you look like? What's wrong with you? If she's not your mother, but you don't know our relationship, so why are you all up in it? And that's the way I feel about it. I think everybody just needs to stay the hell out of their business.
That's true, but the way that it was approached, the way then and the effect that it had, then it's something wrong. Now people are on the defense because it's like, okay, what can and what can't I say? Because I told Lauren, I was like, I just call her Duvernay, I just call her Winfrey, I just call her King. Can't get mad at that.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna call him? I'm gonna call him nothing because I don't know him, and I can give a rat's ass about him. Because to me, they've just taken a very awesome picture and just shitted on it completely. Because to be honest, that was a very awesome picture, and that's generations. And and Jonathan Majors ain't young. It just so happens that he didn't break big till he was over 30. I mean, yo, man, people just need to stop.
You're right. He ain't young. Angela Bassett made a movie 30 years ago
Probably
about being an old chick. You know what I'm saying? Clearly she older than him.
She made that movie probably for both either one of those motherfuckers were born. And the fact that she embraces him like that, yo, man, if anything, what should have been said is this is what black people supporting people should look like. But of course, we got our dumbasses out here who want to take it to a completely different location. And I mean, look, man, if they want to live in their own drivel, let them live. But to me, it was I saw it. It's an awesome tweet, man. And I was just like, yo, that's straight up. They probably got her phone number, and she probably talks to them on a regular. Hey, do this, not do that, whatever. They probably ask her for advice, and they respect the shit out of her.
I'm gonna say, why would we not think they have that relationship? Because is small as Hollywood is, when you really think about it, the amount of black major players in it is even smaller. I mean, it's even smaller. Why would they not have a relationship?
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at Michael B. Jordan, who we've known for a very long time, and you look at
who was just on a movie set with her.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Majors, who's been doing shit for a hot minute, but he is breaking through like a motherfucker this year. He's got like 5 movies coming out, man, and they're all pretty good for what I understand. So it's like, yo, and for people like Oprah Winfrey and Gail, she's a hot mess anyway. Whatever, for them to even back this bullshit and all this stupidity, that to me that shows how disconnected they are from the normal black people. And I'm gonna say that.
Can I take a moment to say something that I know you ain't really supposed to say? Man, fuck Oprah. And let me
Gail's punk ass too.
But no, let me tell you why I say fuck Oprah. And because there's many specific reasons that I have to dislike Oprah, and none of them have anything to do with necessarily who she is as a person or what she's actually done. Because Oprah has broken down boundaries. Oprah has done so many positive things that it's really messed up for me to just focus on a couple little things that she's done and be like, you know what, watch everything else. So I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, has there been a more narcissistic person in the public eye than that woman? You got a whole fucking magazine and every fucking cover is a picture of you. No, hold on. And so
Preach,
I remember
brother.
I remember specifically her basically trying to, before canceling was a thing, trying to cancel Ludacris because he had a song called She's a Hoe. And she went up there saying how
Oh.
disrespectful it was, and he has children. And then a few years later, you celebrate going to interview Jay-Z and Marcy Projects, a motherfucker that then said bitches ain't shit
But hoes
and
are
half
stuff.
of his tracks. But you didn't have no problem with Jay-Z. Oh, wait a minute, because he almost had as much, he had money. It was status. Like, Oprah is too fucking wealthy to be fucking clout chasing the way she does. It's just offensive. It's disrespectful to watch. I just want to say, bitch, you rich. Like, why are you out here trying to create shit to keep yourself in the limelight? Most people, when they reach a status of wealth that much, they want to do, shut the fuck up and be rich. You know what she wants to do? Stay fucking relevant. Bitch, you're Oprah.
And be rich.
You are relevant. You will forever be relevant. You have done so much. You have accomplished so many amazing things. Why are you out here on social media trying to attack black men? Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? If us black men were out here starting a Twitter campaign about trying to cancel some woman about calling a dude uncle, we would say so much hateful shit about that nigga. But she says it, and it's like, hey, we gotta actually have a real fucking conversation about some shit that this old ass bitch is saying. Yes, I said it. Oprah's old, and I wouldn't call Oprah auntie. I would call her grandmama. That's what I would call Oprah. Rich grandmama. That's what, and I wouldn't mean it, I wouldn't mean it to be disrespectful, but I'd just be like, hey, not only are you old, you look your age. Angela Bassett might be the same goddamn age as you, but she looked fine as fuck for her age. I don't think there's a member up here, if given the opportunity and we were single and everything was Angela Bassett come in the bedroom, you'd be like, come on.
I'm not gonna say what I do there.
You don't need to say it because
Hold
we
on,
all think
I put parameters there, AG. I put
Okay.
parameters.
because here's when the grand scheme of things, we probably all do the same shit, just at a different level. But
I didn't mean to go on my F Oprah rant,
nah,
man.
man.
But I got so much.
That's the name of the episode, baby. F Oprah.
I'm just
Straight
saying,
up.
I got so much like pent up anger towards her, and it's not even that I don't like her. It's just like I just like, why are you moving the way you move? Like it's just unbecoming. Like why are you moving like this? Because all right, maybe not in the same influential status, probably close to money status by now though. Do we see Tyler Perry out here trying to be in the limelight for saying shit? No, he shuts the fuck up. He owns half of Black Hollywood, and he just stays there being rich and trying to help out other black people. And you know what he gets in thanks for that? A whole bunch of niggas joking on him all the time. And you know what Oprah gets for being disrespectful to all the people who she should be trying to uplift? Fucking attention from white media. Like we got two rich people, opposite sex, same influence. One person that always feels like she's really, really, really trying to pander hard for her less pigmented fans. And Tyler Perry, who's out here getting joked on by people of his own culture, still ain't doing shit but trying to give more black people opportunity. What the fuck is happening with the world?
Man
Man
owns half of Georgia, which is where all his whole studios at.
Here's the thing, Ruben. I was only talking about them financially because they're in the same ballpark money. But what I was really trying to talk about is what they move, how they move, and what they do for quote unquote their own people.
Oprah don't do shit for black people.
Hold on, I'm not gonna say that. She's
Name
opened
some.
up. No, she's opened up so many doors.
Yeah,
for
she opened
people.
up a lot of school over in Africa.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about that. Just her influence on breaking through in Hollywood and on mainstream TV and the public eye. She's opened doors. So even if she never actually specifically does anything for Black people, she's done on the back end. You know, she tickled them balls on the back end. You know what I'm saying? She, but the Tyler Perry, who does nothing but like right in your fucking face, unapologetically, this man went on an award show where he was honored and talked about how he intentionally bought that studio in Georgia because he wanted to buy that property in a place that was primarily owned by slave people to uplift, so all them rich white people would have to know that this nigga owned all this. Like, we don't celebrate that, but this old ass bitch gets to come out here and shame these successful Black positive male figures for calling somebody auntie. Man, fuck Oprah.
I second
and
that.
Gayle King on the back end.
No reach around. Fuck that bitch. All right. Well, shit. All right. Is that?
I couldn't drop the mic, so the mic was on my headphone.
All right, AG, you got anything else, man?
Well, actually, since we were talking about the fetish thing, my what's on your mind was a fetish thing, because I was watching TV today, and there was an Asian actor doing her thing, playing her character or whatever it was, and I thought about it, and I was like, when does fetishizing a certain race or ethnic group, just being attracted to a certain race or ethnic group, where does it go from innocent to problematic? I've always wondered that. So again, another open-ended thing, but I'm like, I don't know what that is. What is that?
I think I may have an answer for that. The difference between being attracted and just having a fetish for it. And I'm gonna put in I'm only gonna talk about white women here. A lot of white women want to fuck a Black guy. They don't want to be with them. That's what makes it a fetish. They just want to in and out, just to experience, tell their girlfriends, yeah, it really is bigger, or it wasn't, you know, whatever they discuss. They just want to have that experience. Now, it's attracted to when you're like, no, that's just what I'm attracted to. Like, we're not just going to sexualize it. That's just what I'm attracted to in general.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Because there's a lot of white women who fetish about Black guys. There's probably a lot of Black guys who fetish about white women. There's Black guys. I mean, there are people who fetish about Asians. And I said Asians because it's loose, a whole bunch of different cultures tied into it. But they want to fuck them. They don't necessarily want to be with them. It's just, just want to experience that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good answer to me, because the reason why that sounds like a good answer, and some of the answers that I've heard before are confusing, there's probably a lot of anger behind that. And I'm like, always left confused. Like, well, where's the line? I don't understand why I can't be like, girl, you fine because of thus and so.
Well, it's also moving goalposts because we are talking about women.
Okay. Just make
sure. So the goalpost can be moved, because if a Black guy legit fetishes about a white woman, but don't necessarily want to be with her, the second he puts his penis in her, he is now a traitor of his own people. He disrespects his mama. You know, all those things happen as soon as it happens. He must hate his mama, blah, blah, blah. He can't handle a strong Black woman, blah, blah, blah. Just, and I'm not saying women, I'm not saying all of y'all like this, but I'm just saying as a Black guy, we all are rolling our eyes at these things because we have heard these things. I have heard these things, and I have not even done anything with a white woman. So, like, I just actually knew I was on these streets smashing and tagging a white chick. My God, I've heard this just on the passing by, just walking by a conversation and heard. So, the topic wasn't even me, but yeah. So, you know, women, I'm not attacking you about that, but like, you know, y'all know. You're not going to admit it to us, but y'all know.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like they know.
No, my wife knows.
I've heard all those things.
My wife knows. We don't even get in arguments about that because we've gotten to like real, almost heated debates about something that's irrelevant to both of us. But she'll be like, well, Black men just, I just think most Black men want to be with a white woman just because they don't like Black women. I'm just like, who the fuck told you that?
And me being black guy who's been around lots of black men cannot even be the authority on that because she will tell me that I am wrong. She'd be like, no, y'all might not say it. Y'all might not know it about yourself, but us as women, we know you better than you know your goddamn self. And all these black men just really out here hate black women and want to be with white women. And I'm just like, why the fuck did I get with you? How did this happen?
How did I get with you?
And then here's the thing. The most amazing thing is, bro, I'm light-skinned enough. I got freckles, red hair. I could have been out here damn near passing, and I still ended up with you. So you saying that I went against all of my cravings and fetishes? So maybe she says that because that makes her sound even more of a winner. Because she's just like, you know what? I stole this dude who could have easily been on the other side, and I kept him black.
I didn't know there was any danger that you weren't going to be black.
Oh God!
She saved your life, bro.
So,
hey, man,
I know the path you were going to walk, and it's bad. Don't do it.
Hey man,
I'm glad. Look, I didn't have no intention because I think I speak for a large majority of black men, because there are some of them. There are some Polo the Dons and Wesley Snipes out there that just really do hate you, black women. There are guys out there like that. I am not denying that those guys exist. I'm just saying I think I speak for majority of men. We like whatever vagina we can get access to. Like as shallow as y'all think we are, we're probably a little bit more shallow, but we're actually we have more depth to, like, it's not just about having access to vagina. It's like, does this particular person make me feel good about myself? Do they make me feel okay with like being who I am? And whoever that woman is for the guy, that's who he's going to be attracted to.
Truth.
Now, do we all have preferences? Like, you got your ass man, you got your breast man. Yeah, everybody's got attractions.
I like titties.
Once again, everybody's got attraction. But I think at the end of the day, we as guys, we have a superpower, and we can become hyper focused on something. So like literally, if you might see that chick and be like, man, she ain't even all that fine. If he's attracted to her as a whole person, he has become micro focused on one thing he's attracted to her about, and he laser focuses in on that shit. And we've all seen it. We've all seen that dude that's with that butterface, and you just like, man, she looks hideous. That dude has hyper focused neck down. He's basically like, yo, from the neck to her knees is all I care about. Like, I don't care about ankles and down. I don't care about neck and up. She makes me feel good about myself. And this range right here is my pocket. I stay in the pocket. When people start talking about things outside the pocket, I don't even see that shit, bro. I'm here. I'm right here.
He's not wrong.
I just don't understand how women think we're complex or difficult.
No, they don't. I think sometimes they oversimplify us.
I don't think that's true. I think it's situation dependent, because sometimes we're simple. When they want to come for us, we're simple, which is true, but they still don't know how to get it right. So who's stupid? And I told my wife I wouldn't be misogynistic anymore. I'm sorry I said that. But what I'm saying to you is it's situational dependent, because sometimes I don't understand y'all. Other times it's like, y'all ain't nothing. Y'all just two-dimensional. So which one is it? Because you still fail.
You gotta come from this. If you're gonna be a misogynist, you gotta come from the Bill Blur thing. So he says, women, have you ever like rolled by a sports bar on a Sunday when football's going on and you see all those meatball dumb people in there high-fiving each other and chest bumping, saying he's on my fantasy team, blah blah blah? Have you ever thought that every study says that you are smarter and all these things? Have you ever looked at those guys and be like, I'm losing to that? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I mean,
every time. I'm not gonna. I told him I was gonna tone it down, and I'm going to. But I'm just saying he's not wrong.
Look, my wife has told me she thinks I hate women, and I'm just like, what?
I'm in a house with 4 of them. I was gonna say, what the hell?
The people
Well,
closest to me in my life.
What I have learned is it's easy to be labeled infamous when you're not allowed to say anything bad. Every woman has to walk on water, and once you learn how to say that, then you're okay. But you're not allowed to criticize. You're not.
No, and see, the thing is, we're programmed that too at an early age, because my mom from an early age is just like, look, if you're gonna be happy in any relationship, you just got to understand that you're wrong all the time and be okay with it. That's an actual quote my mom told me when I was like I was 16.
Well, apparently you listen because you're still married.
And she was just like, you just got to understand that you're wrong, and you've got to be okay with being wrong. And I'm just like, because she was like, it's not enough just to say you're wrong. You got to actually, in your heart, in your core, know that you are wrong.
She is not.
You got to own that. You've got to own your wrongness.
Got to put on your own. You got to make and put on your own dunce hat.
Look, I am the villain of every bad thing in this house, and I own it. Like, I'm like a heel in WWE, man. I know the crowd's booing me, and I accept it. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally, I'm flipping them off. I'm telling them to suck it. I am the WWE villain in my house, and it makes me happy. Not to be the villain, it just makes me happy to allow her to be the face. She is the face. She's who we came to see. She is forever the Hulk Hogan in orange and the yellow and red, not the NWO. She is always the I am a real American Hulk Hogan. and I and I am always going to be the bad guy.
God. Wow. So
it works. It works. Because look, everybody needs a Ric Flair. That's how I get you over. I'm like, look, I'm getting you over, babe. Like, the more these people, the streets hate me, the more they can love you. That's how it works.
All right.
It's not. It doesn't just work in. It doesn't just work in wrestling. It works in relationships. So, dudes, be the heel, man. Let her be the face. Y'all get to win.
That's right.
That's my relationship advice right there.
I see. All right. Well, the only thing I gotta say is fuck Oprah. So
that can't be the only thing people get to hear.
He's already said that. You can't say that.
No, I'm not even saying that. Like, man, don't chop this up so it just sounds like that was my whole story about Oprah. Like,
you know it is. You already done.
Wait a minute. That's exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
Man, no, hold on. I said I acknowledge. I said I don't know her personally. I said I acknowledge that she's done a whole bunch of things. I just think the way she moves is weird, and the way she moves offends me. And if women are allowed to be offended by two Hollywood heartthrobs calling a woman who's 30 years older than them auntie, I can be offended by everything fucking Oprah does. Yeah, you're right. Cut that shit up. Fuck Oprah.
I mean, the episode is F.Oprah. Lyric, that's the name of the episode.
So, I mean, you said all those words to say the same thing you already said.
I'm sorry, man. I talked myself right back to it, man. I just
like, if he's being a politician now, and then he couldn't stand being a politician, went back to the streets.
I'd be a horrible politician, man.
He really would. Well, you know, I don't really have any comment right. No, F her. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, you're fired.
Well, like I said, we're gonna end the show on F Oprah, fuck Oprah, and we'll be back next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, tell a friend, tell your enemy, tell somebody about us. Once again, thank you,
Oprah,
AG. Fuck Oprah. Tell her too. Shit, nobody gives a rather.
Don't tell Oprah, man. So I don't.
Maybe she'll listen to find out why we hate her. Man. Excuse me, why you hate her? Well, I hate her too. I don't know about AG.
Don't have people out here trying to cancel me.
Man, whatever. What they gonna cancel? First of all, if they try to cancel you, that means everybody's listening to this shit, and that's just awesome.
If somebody tries to cancel me, I'm going to tell people I identify as not canceled.
Hey, you can't tell me where I can be. Can't tell me where I can be.
I'm going to identify as not being canceled. That is hilarious.
God. Once again, thank AG, thank Moby. Thank you to those who listen to us live. Thank you to those who will be listening to us on the podcast. That usually comes out anywhere Thursday, Friday, something like that. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. And hey, next week, we're going to do this all over again. We probably won't be talking about Oprah next week, but you never know because that bitch crazy. So, hey, once again, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Nugman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Nugman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of